Happy Monday, Astro lovers, and welcome to another week. This is the podcast for the week of March 28th through April 3rd, 2022. Well, we're entering the fourth month of the year. How do we feel about that? How do you feel about that? This week, I think, will come as a nice reprieve from weeks prior, because the moon is not as active. The moon is a little bit more calm. We do feature a new moon in Aries on Thursday, so that's something to look forward to. We love new moons, but we know the energy building up to them can be intense. It's that last squeeze of the Virgo full moon before we get to that new energy. So, full moons are just asking us to release. So sometimes that's an emotional release. Sometimes that's putting something out, right? Like if you've had something on your mind, you've been holding on to it, full moons come around and say, okay, I think this is time to, let's put this out. Let's get this off of your mind, your body, your spirit, and let's just put it out into the world, or let's just get it off of ourselves. So in addition to the moon being quiet this week, we don't have a lot of planetary aspects. Now, I will say the front half of this week is nicer than the back half of this week. I think the back half is, people are going to be running quite emotional. The new moon is close to Chiron, which is our wounded healer. So that's like the past traumas and triggers that we carry with us. Chiron usually points to, if we elect to go to therapy, that's usually what we're talking about. We're talking around what Chiron signifies in the chart. So this Aries new moon is coming, and in real close proximity to Chiron, and then we've got planetary action with Chiron Friday and Saturday as well. So we just have, and you're Aries, right? Aries energy is real fiery, real passionate, but it can also be very dramatic. And when Aries feel things, it's typically the feeling plus now I'm mad that I have a feeling. No shade to my Aries parents, no shade to my Aries friends. And if you've got Aries in your life or you are an Aries yourself, you can probably relate in some way, shape, or form. I don't want to be feeling all these things. F these feelings. And F whoever made me feel this way. And then, it's on to the next thing. It's all about action. So this new moon this week does come and give us a whoosh of fiery, passionate energy. And that's a welcome reprieve. That's something nice. But what's great is that now there's the sun in Aries, Mercury in Aries, which is a fiery, passionate Mercury. A little bit argumentative, can be a little overly passionate, can be just a little, just prone to starting fights. And the sun and Mercury are actually going to meet up this week as well in Aries. And with the Chiron activity plus sun and Mercury both in Aries coming to meet up, that's all kinds of a combustion, and that's all happening in the same couple of days. So back half of the week, we're gonna watch, and we're gonna, it's an ideal time this weekend. If you feel like starting a fight, or if someone's trying to pick a fight with you, that you actually back off. You back off and say, I'm gonna revisit this. This is not the time. I'm not doing this right here, right now. So if you feel like as you're getting close to the weekend, if there's plans made, or meetings scheduled, or something where you feel like the energy could be contentious, or it could be a little dicey, like, oh, but if so-and-so's going to be there, that's going to be trouble. Then that's when you have all the free will in the world, right? The stars are a roadmap. They're a guidebook, so we use them and say, okay, well, this energy is in the sky, so if I know it's going to be contentious, do I want to potentially put myself in that environment where temperatures can get hot and hot words can be spoken? Or am I going to go, you know what? I think I would rather just go to the movies by myself and enjoy my night rather than worry about, I don't know, what if so-and-so, what if they do this, or what if they say nothing and then I'm going to get mad because they said nothing. It's one of those. Now, before we go any further, I do want to just tell you that this podcast has been pre-recorded. So today is actually March 19th, the day of this recording. So we're ripe under this Virgo full moon right now. But I will say officially hello from the past and hello to you in the future. By the time you hear this, it will at least at the earliest be Monday, March 28th. So, anyway, I just want to put that disclaimer out. But it is a quiet week. It does have potent aspects, but it is a relatively quiet week with less action, less activity. Now, I say that at the same time, Sun and Mercury are in Aries. So they're all about action. They're all about doing. It's all about, especially under this new moon on Thursday night, if you're here on the West Coast, and then if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be early Friday morning. But this new moon is really a bold and a courageous and a strategic new moon. So it's really about taking a look at, find 11 degrees and 31 minutes in your chart. That's where, of Aries, that's where this new moon is riling you up. And the cosmos is saying, this is your call to action. This is your call to arms. It's time to take control. You're in the driver's seat, so shut up and drive. That's the overall vibe. And you just find 11 degrees and 31 minutes in your chart of Aries. And wherever that point is, that's where that new moon is going to be sitting pretty and going, all right, hello, come on, let's go. Like, aren't you ready? Like, let's go. Let's just go to action. So there is a lot of action and activity in the sky like that. But as far as the amount of aspects we have this week, not as many as we've been having in weeks prior. So let's just, one bulletin board item that I want to cover before we get to the moons, and that is just that yours truly will be back doing readings this Friday, April 1st. April Fool's, wink, wink. But no, it's not a joke. I'm actually back to doing readings Friday, April 1st. And if you want to get your yearly reading, if you want to plan your year with the planets, then you only have 2 weeks to get that in the books, because the 2022 Planet by the Planets reading goes away April 16th. So if you want that and you want a whole detailed, comprehensive look at your year coming up, then this is the time to do it. So from the 1st to the 16th, and then after that, it's gone. It's gone. It ain't coming back until the 2023s. Okay, so you gotta get in. So that's it. That's the only bulletin board item. Now let's get to the moons. Now on Monday, March 28th, the moon is in Aquarius. Has a lovely little conjunction to Venus at 6:48 in the morning. Again, all the times I give you are Pacific time, so be sure you adjust for your time zones. The Aquarius moon on Monday the 28th goes void at 7:11 a.m. with a conjunction to Saturn. So now, conjunctions are these meetups, right? So the moon and Saturn are meeting up at the same degree of Aquarius, and conjunctions, especially to Saturn, they can go either way. It can be really good, it can be really bad. Saturn is that like authoritative energy. It is that, I call him the astro dad, or like the reality police. So it's just like, okay, it's solidifying something within the group or within the community. There's some kind of like, okay, let's get serious. Then at 9:32 p.m., so that means the moon is void all day Monday. So Monday is not a time to start a new project. It is a time to work on existing projects, things that are already in motion. Don't go buying a bunch of groceries, they'll go bad. Don't go doing a bunch of online shopping. Something, some kind of annoyance. You're either not going to like it, it's not going to fit, it's delivered to the wrong place, it gets lost in the mail. New things launched under void moons either take a long time or have some kind of frustration. With the quality of them is frustrating. And sometimes if you launch something new, it just doesn't even take off. So do yourself a favor and only work on something already in motion on Monday. At 9:32 p.m. on Monday, the moon enters Pisces. The moon is in Pisces all day Tuesday, only making one aspect, a sextile to Uranus at 7:54 p.m. So that's just a great surge of energy. Pisces is creativity. Now, Pisces moons, we do run a little bit more sleepy, and we're coming from oh my gosh, Graham, use your voice. We're coming from a day where the moon has been void all day on Monday, so we could just be running extra sleepy this week in the front half of the week, mostly because we're pushing the last and squeezing the last little bit of that Virgo full moon, which is emotionally taxing and spiritually taxing. And Virgo energy, of course, is work. So, we might be really busy, but we also might be running a little tired just because of it. But that Pisces moon on Tuesday the 29th with a sextile to Uranus, that's just really great energy around your creative expression, and just around an overall like new perspective, fresh new idea. Then on Wednesday the 30th, the Pisces moon has a conjunction to Jupiter at 10:24 in the morning, a conjunction to Neptune at 2:55 in the afternoon, and then it goes void at 11:37 p.m. with a sextile to Pluto. So that Pisces moon is wonderful, and it works juicy with Pluto and all these conjunctions to Jupiter and Neptune. Yes, it could make us more tired because the conjunctions, they're all in Pisces. So Jupiter's lots of Pisces. Neptune is the deep blue sea, Pisces. So we might just be really, really, and we could overdo it, just so you know. When it comes to the substances, i.e., or, and if you're on the YouTube, you know the gestures that I'm doing. If you're on the podcast and you want to know, just go on to the YouTubes. But we could overdo the substances. So, you want to watch it, and we can run just more emotional, but also dreamy and just expansive in your vision. All of these things are just, they're all in the same, it's all in the same vicinity, right? So you could be crying, you could be sleeping, you could be dreaming, you could be envisioning your life in this expansive, creative, beautiful, fantastical way. Because remember, Pisces is like magical unicorns and fairies and mermaids. Like, what you want to be? Do you want to cry or you want to be a mermaid? I mean, I think I want to be a mermaid. I know I want to be a mermaid for sure. But nice closing aspects. So that does make late Monday night, Tuesday, and Wednesday wonderful days, productive days, creative days. Then on Thursday, the 31st of March, the moon enters Aries at 2:30 a.m., has a conjunction to Mercury at 7:35 p.m., and then the new moon hits at 11:24 p.m. Pacific time. So if you are on the East Coast or on any other time zone, then your new moon is really going to take place in the heat of the night, middle of the night. You'll be asleep. But there's going to be that surge of energy as you wake up Friday, April Fool's Day, April 1st, and going like, I'm ready. And if you don't feel ready, tap into and look at your chart. And if you don't have your chart, you reach out to your astrologer. Hello, my contact information is in the description or in the show notes. And we'll pull your chart and we'll look and say like, okay, well, here's 11 degrees and 31 minutes of Aries. This is where you're being called to action. Get to it. Jump in the driver's seat of your life. I don't allow anyone to be a victim of life, right? All of my clients, all my friends, all my family, we are in the driver's seat and we are steering ourselves through life. We are making decisions ourselves. When we come to crossroads, we make a decision. If it's the wrong one, great. Hit that scoot in the reverse and head down the other path. It's fine. We all have hiccups, and this is also for your astrologer, because astrologer Graham and real life Graham can get into some kerfuffles. So this is also for me. I'm not preaching at you. I'm preaching from experience of my own design. So then the new moon, 11:24 p.m. Thursday the 31st. On April 1st, that Aries moon, this is where Chiron is. This is where this new moon, people can run, and they're probably going to run a little more emotionally volatile, because right on the heels of that new moon, the Aries moon has a conjunction to Chiron. So this is an opportunity, though, to rework your pain point, rework your trauma, rework your relationship to your triggers, into wounds that you've been carrying with you for, since childhood. this is an opportunity to say, you know what, pain, I'm going to turn you into inspiration. I'm going to turn you into motivation. So the things that you're manifesting under the new moon in Aries, please, 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 if you're feeling like, oh, this is tugging on something that's making me emotional, this is tugging on something that's just, that feels too deep, that feels, I don't think I can do this, because Chiron can make us feel like wherever he is in our chart, he can make us feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not worthy of it. I don't think that I truly deserve this or deserve what I want. And this is your opportunity. This new moon comes and says, no. No. Call to action. Get out of the passenger seat. Get into the driver's seat. And now say, pain is inspiration. Trauma is motivation. To do the things that you absolutely know that you want to do, that are speaking to your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul. All of these things are wrapped up in what you can manifest under this Aries new moon. And you got to be bold. You got to be courageous. You got to step outside your comfort zone, because Aries is a trailblazing sign. So get ahead of it and go. You just press go. Press go. Press go. Okay? Thank you. Now, the Aries moon on Saturday, April 2nd, has a nice sextile to Venus before it goes void at 6:51 a.m. with a square to Pluto. So that makes that Aries moon Thursday, Friday, and early Saturday. That's separative, and that's, triangular energy and power struggles, power dynamics, and sometimes that's a power struggle within yourself. Okay, so just look at the players. If it's just you, then it's a power dynamic within yourself. And that triangular story is you, what you want, and your mental, and your Chiron, and your traumas, your triggers, your pain. Okay, so just, you're going to separate from that, all right? And that's what a nice square to Pluto can do, is say, you know what? Oh, no, I'm separating from this idea that I can't do this for whatever reason you tell yourself. Remember, self-limiting beliefs are the only thing keeping you from what you want. That's it. Now, I know there's about 1 billion sublayers under that, but that's really it. The things we tell ourselves are the only things really keeping us from the things that we want to accomplish. So, when you know that, then you can really hop in the driver's seat, press on the gas, and go. Then at 9:50 a.m., the moon enters Taurus on Saturday, April 2nd, and it is in Taurus all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and on Monday it goes void with a square to Venus. So that's a separation within relationship, that's friction within relationships, or when it comes to money. Venus, again, rules love, relationships, harmony, desire, money, all those things. So that does make the weekend more separative, challenging, and stressful, a little argumentative. But under the new moon, so much opportunity to initiate, to begin, to call in. And also, this new moon, I like to call this the Astrological New Year, because the moon has come to the first sign. It's meeting up with the sun in the first sign of the zodiac, and they launch. So it's like we have the Lunar New Year, which we had February 1st, when we shifted into the year of the water tiger. But then this comes around, and we're in Aries season. And when the sun entered Aries, we had the International Day of Astrology, which I love. Again, support your supernatural folk, your astro folk, your cosmic folk, whoever your team is. Aries season's a great time to just, to blast them, to tag them, to subscribe to them, to, just to interact with them, support them, and, because we need love too. I'll speak for myself. This Virgo needs some love, all right? And I got a Leo Venus, so the validation is nice. I'm not even going to lie. And can you tell with the closet behind me, I like the way, I just like the way things look and appear, and I like being loved. Anybody else have Leo energy out there? Because if you do, drop them in the comments. Drop your lion emojis in the comments. Let me know I'm not the only one that appreciates some validation. All right, let's move to the planets and let's get you going on your week. So on Monday, the 28th, we have a Venus-Saturn conjunction at 12:27 p.m. Now, this is a commitment energy. Venus in relationships, Saturn commitments. And this is like committing and starting a one-year cycle, but also ending a cycle, right? So some relationships may fall and others are beginning, or you're deepening and you're committing and saying, yes, these relationships are actually right. But it's a time to get real with what you want, your desire nature. Like, and Saturn comes and goes, all right, well, if you want that, what are you willing to do to get that? How do you plan on building this? If you want to build a strong foundation within, with your money, with your work, with what you desire, with relationships, the relationships have to be right. So what kind of infrastructure is in place to make sure, do you have an NDA? Do you have, are you interviewing? What is it? But this is a time where it's like, all right, we're going to get real now. Because that's what Saturn always does. He just, whenever he comes and he talks to a planet, he gets real with what that other planet represents. So Venus, love, money, desire, relationships. You're getting real and you're making commitments. Things started under a Venus-Saturn conjunction are likely to stick and to last because you're committing to them, knowing like, okay, now these are the steps I have to do to make this long-lasting and fruitful. Then, let's see, we've already talked about the new moon on Thursday. Now, on Friday, in addition to that Aries New Moon having a conjunction to Chiron, the sun has a conjunction to Chiron at 7:56 p.m. So, we're just going to be running a little more emotional, all right? We're going to be a little bit more aware of our pain, traumas, and triggers. But we have this opportunity to rework our relationship with our pains, traumas, and triggers. So keep that in mind. Now, Saturday is a day that I would say don't enter any environment that you might find contentious or potentially argumentative, or where words can run hot. Any kind of scenario where you might tell someone off, someone might tell you off. If you kind of suspect it, this weekend, particularly Saturday, could be the day that things are actually going down, because we have. So the sun and Mercury are right there with each other. So the sun has a conjunction to Chiron Friday. Well, Mercury has his conjunction to Chiron at 6:42 in the morning on Saturday. Right, then later in the afternoon, the sun and Mercury meet up at 4:11 p.m. And when they combust each other, and especially in a sign like Aries, hot-headed mofos, hot-tongued mother suckers can come to the forefront. So, don't tell off anyone if they get your smoothie wrong. Don't, your coffee order is wrong. It's the wrong milk, catch it, before you mess up your whole lactose intolerance thing. But, don't slice the head off of the barista. Don't chew off the head of, your significant other. Again, if you anticipate something on the weekend, or being around someone that might get contentious, you might want to say, you know what, how about I think it'd be better if we met on Monday, or maybe later next week. Another time when the stars are just more in our favor. That would be my overall suggestion. And that's it, folks. That's it for the week. That's all the moon aspects. That's all the planetary aspects. Again, it is a more quiet week, but with all the Aries energy, answering to Mars, we're in go mode. Front half of the week is a lot nicer. Back end of the week is a little more contentious and emotional and, high velocity. And the new moon is right there smack dab in the middle, giving you opportunities to begin and start and be bold and courageous and jump into the driver's seat of your life and take charge, again, at 11 degrees and 31 minutes of Aries in your chart. And other than that, again, back to doing readings as of Friday. And if you want that yearly 2022 reading, you have 2 weeks until the 16th to get it in the books. And that's it for me. I will see you next week. Peace.